Good afternoon, viewers. I hope you are fine wherever you are. Welcome to Talk to Africa. My name is George. The Supreme Court today has sat and decided on the Building Bridges Initiative. It has found that the Building Bridges Initiative is unconstitutional and therefore null and void. REGGAE has officially stopped. What is the way forward for Raila Amolo Odinga and Ruto and Kenya Kwanza?
Having considered the 7 issues framed by this court for determination, the final orders are as follows. 1. The basic structure doctrine is not applicable in Kenya. Ibrahim, Supreme Court Judge dissenting. B. In order to amend the Constitution of Kenya 2010, the 4 sequential steps as pronounced by the 2 superior courts below are not necessary. Ibrahim, Supreme Court Judge dissenting. On the second issue, the first part A, the President cannot initiate constitutional amendments or changes through the popular initiative under Article 257 of the Constitution. Joaquin Dongo, Supreme Court Judge dissenting. The B aspect of that issue 2, the President initiated the amendment process in issue. Joaquin Dongo and the Naura Supreme Court judges dissenting. Consequently, under Article 257 of the Constitution, the Constitution Amendment Bill of 2020 is unconstitutional. Joaquin Dongo and the Naura Supreme Court judges dissenting. The third issue, the second schedule of the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020 is unconstitutional for being in breach of Article 10.2 and 87.7a of the Constitution of Kenya 2020 for lack of public participation. Joaquin Dongo, Supreme Court Judge concurring. 4. Civil proceedings cannot be instituted in any court against the President or the person performing the functions of the office of the President during their tenure of office in respect of anything done or not done under the Constitution of Kenya 2010. That was unanimous. 5A, there was no obligation under Article 10 and 257.4 of the Constitution on INBC to ensure that the promoters of the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020 complied with the requirements for public participation. Unanimous. B, there was public participation with respect to the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020. Mwiru, Vice President, Ibrahim and Wanjara Supreme Court judges dissenting. Five, IBC had the requisite composition and quorum to undertake the verification process under Article 257.4. Ibrahim, Supreme Court Judge dissenting. 7. The question raised regarding the interpretation of Article 257.10 of the Constitution on whether or not it requires that all specific proposed amendments to the Constitution should be submitted as separate and distinct referendum questions was not ripe for determination. Joaquin Dongo, Supreme Court Judge concurring. Each party shall bear their own cost, this being a public interest matter. Consequently, the consolidated appeal is determined as follows. The appeal is allowed on issue number 1. The appeal is allowed on issue number 4. The appeal is allowed on issue number 5. The appeal is allowed on issue number 6. The appeal is allowed on issue number 7. The appeal is disallowed on issue number 2. The appeal is disallowed on issue number 3. Those are the orders of the court. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your patience.
So before we go into the way forward, let us look at the BBI itself. The BBI provided for an expanded executive, whereby, you would have other than the deputy president and the president, you would have a office of the prime minister. That expanded executive and their assistants was basically a major thing in the BBI as we know it. The other thing that is notable regarding the BBI is that the BBI had actually increased the amount of money that should have gone or should go to counties. That is a notable feature of the BBI. The BBI too had the issue of one man, one vote, 1 shilling, which is a fundamental thing, especially in Mount Kenya, and the fact that it was a key thing, and mainly the support that BBI obtained in Mount Kenya came as a result of 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shilling. The other thing in the BBI that was equally important is the increasing of the number of constituencies, where some of the constituencies that are pretty large were actually, divided, and more constituencies were given to some counties. So fundamentally, these were the key things in the BBI that I would say that were basically outstanding. So what is the way forward for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga? You remember, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga started off by actually having a handshake. That handshake was basically to unite the two who were opposing each other after the 2017 results. And after the handshake, they figured that they wanted to bring the country together, and they wanted to have peace in this particular country. So the BBI came after the handshake as the follow-up action for after handshake, which basically now the Supreme Court has found unconstitutional, null and void. Mark you, they've also said that the president has no power in initiating the BBI. In fact, and that leads me to the question, how about the rights of Raila Amolo Odinga, which basically he is an initiator, and that was not mentioned at all in that. And the other thing that came out clearly is that all the work that was done by the county assemblies, all the work that was done by Senate, and all the work that was done in Parliament regarding the BBI has just been forgotten. It's lost. Not to mention the fact that over 5 million Kenyans had actually supported the BBI, which also in this particular judgment, I did not hear anything to do with that. I'm sure there will be celebration by Kenya Kwanza team, because they will now go campaigning and they'll say REGGAE has stopped or REGGAE is dead. And also that will give them a fresh kind of approach or energy to go out there and convince people that Kenya Kwanza is going to win the election. So they are going to use that politically. So what is the way forward for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga? I still think that, in my view, the BBI was a good thing, and from what I gather, without consulting with one or two people, is that the process of the BBI is what basically has nullified the whole thing. By the way, the BBI is or was going to be beneficial for both Azimio and Kenya Kwanza, in the sense that if you look at Azimio, Raila Amolo Odinga has a number of people in Azimio, including the president, by the way, who should basically be settled in terms of having certain positions in the coming government if they do form government in August. Similarly, the BBI was going to be quite beneficial if implemented in time to Kenya Kwanza so that they could settle also the issue of their expanded executive. So I think that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga had already had a plan on how they are going to move forward with or without the BBI. In any case, even if the BBI REGGAE was restarted, even if the Supreme Court found that the BBI was constitutional, the time that is remaining, that is 3 months or so, to the general election, would have not allowed them, or would have not allowed Raila Amolo Odinga and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to do anything within this short period. So I think that Raila Amolo Odinga still and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta are going to go take a plan B to see that those things in the BBI continue, especially things that pertain to more monies in the counties, expanded executive. I don't think it's going to end there because it's a fundamental thing for them in terms of cohesion and national unity. So it's likely that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga would use their MPs or somebody outside the office of the president. I don't see this working out though because of the tight schedule that Raila Amolo Odinga has and the tight schedule, the time left to the general election. So I think that the BBI content and the BBI provisions will be taken over by the next government through parliament or some political representative other than the president or the office of the president. That will be Raila Amolo Odinga. I'm sure somebody will take it up. I will not be surprised even if Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta himself is the one who takes it up, because in August he will be actually out of government. I would say on balance, the BBI was largely supported, and those good aspects of the BBI should basically be followed and taken up. I'm talking about the increasing of funds that are to the counties, I think to 35%. I'm talking about an expanded executive. It's helpful in a way, and I'm talking about 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote. What do you think? Should the BBI be dead and forgotten? Or should Raila Amolo Odinga and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, after elections, continue with the BBI? Thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome to Talk to Africa. My name is George.